Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike is here. T-Roy is here. What up, T?
Hey, Bill.
How you doing, big fella?
I got a little back thing going on.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
I can tell. It doesn't look comfortable.
No,
It looks very, very uncomfortable.
it's not good.
What'd you do?
I don't know. Nothing.
All right.
Just one of those things.
Yep, I know those places.
Kind of locked up on me right there, and
Yeah.
ooh, one of
You
those.
need a
when-
masseuse.
Yeah, when you move and it just takes your breath away. One of
Yeah.
those.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah. So if I have
I
some
don't know if
grunts
they-
and groans, bear with me today.
I don't know if that's an age thing or if it's
It really doesn't help.
well, no, obviously it doesn't help. But if it's an age thing or more, or if it's just like, yeah, with career choices and
There's a lot of
old-
factors.
Yeah, probably.
Hooping into my 30s was probably not a great thing for my body either.
Yeah. No, I don't know anybody that's hooping into the 30s. It's not a pro.
Yeah.
That it works out well for.
No, generally no. So,
I know,
yeah, knees, back, shoulders, all of it.
I know Jin was, of course, he works in Silicon Valley, so part of your job at work is to have extended basketball sessions in the middle of the
yeah.
day. And
So they have lots of options: ping pong,
Oh, yeah.
foosball, and all
yeah,
that thing. I'm sure they do whatever you like.
But he was hooping
I
all
bet they
the
don't
time.
do dodgeball
Why wouldn't they do dodgeball?
because it's it's not
Too
inclusionary.
aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask him, but I know they have like the crazy food set up and all that. But he was hooping all the time and absolutely shredded his knee, blew his the whole system out.
Yep.
It's like, nice. Does this count as an on-the-job injury? Do we get workman's comp for this?
that's a gray area. But if you were on the clock, then technically it should, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're trying so hard out there to make it like, everybody wants to go to work.
Such a cool place to work.
And of course, the road to hell being paved with the great intentions like it is, people bitch about that now. Like, you're just trying to keep us here longer.
Yeah.
That's why you feed us. That's why you let us play basketball in the middle of the day. You want us to live here and hang out here. And it's like,
How come there's no windows and you're pumping in oxygen?
yeah, what's going
there's no
exactly?
clocks. What's going on?
Exactly. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned. People just want to bitch.
Yeah.
They just want to bitch about stuff. And it's
Yeah,
like,
in all, I dodged that bullet all the way along. I never had any serious injuries from basketball.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No
some
knees,
rolled ankles, some
Ugh.
tweaks here and there, some broken fingers, but never anything like major.
Yeah. It's still, to this day, really never. Mine was the ankles. I had to stop playing when I was young,
Yeah.
20s. It was like, I cannot go out there, I don't care if it's on concrete or in a gym, I cannot take the court for an hour without rolling an ankle. And it's the worst. Spraining it is way worse than breaking it. My broken ankles, yeah, it sucks being in a cast, but they weren't nearly as painful and nearly as swollen and fucking horrible.
Yeah, once you set it and put it in that cast, it's just kind of is.
You're done. Well, it's like your Vagine hand. Once they stitched it up, you're getting by.
Yeah, I get my stitches out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time are they during that?
11 o'clock, I got to go in.
Nice. Nice. Very good. Very good.
Get rid of my fruity bandages.
I'm interested to see how it's going to look. It's probably going to look, I wonder if you'll have a cool scar or anything.
Oh, there'll be a scar for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know how cool it's going to be. It's just
yeah,
gonna be a little line.
I got that scar.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
What's that one from?
That is from elementary school. One of those where playing baseball at the elementary school, and we had a big fucking fence. And I say big, it felt like the Great Wall
Yeah.
of some sort. It was probably an 8-foot fence. But, when you hit a home run, you hit the ball over, you had to go get it. And I was racing another buddy. It was rusty, the fence at the top. And I just climbed that thing like a monkey and flung myself over and, landed fine, but caught there on the top of that rusty-ass fence.
I have one of those. Used to be able to see that scar somewhere. Yeah, I caught it the very tip top of that.
Yep.
Hopping over the fence at
Yeah.
Beachview and
There you
caught
go.
it right in, like it punctured. Went into it like.
God, I remember playing basketball in our driveway when we were kids. Nash was over. You know Nash. And me and G and Nash and someone else must have been playing, maybe even you. But we had a hoop in the yard, and it's bolted in, so you've got the pipes going into each other. It was cemented into the ground. If you remember our house in Farmington Hills.
do.
Yeah. But it had bolts, and he went flying by the rim and caught his hand on one of those bolts sticking out. And there was a flap of his skin about that long hanging off the bolt.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it could still be there today. I wasn't getting anywhere near it.
Nope.
It's disgusting. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? I mean, if you're playing sports, you're going to get banged up. It's what happens.
That's how it goes.
I can't tell you, man. I'm getting so excited. What are we, 2 weeks away from preseason starting?
It's got to be getting close.
I mean, because I think there's 6 weeks to go before the season starts, and there's 4 weeks of preseason, right? 3 and then a week off.
Well, right. Yeah,
so there's a month, but 3 games.
Right.
So that means the camps have started. 2 weeks.
Is there a week off in between? No.
Yeah. They play 3 weeks, then have a week off.
I thought they just used that week as the extra game. I guess I didn't realize they extended the whole thing
I'm
by a week.
almost positive, that they have that. You can Google that, but I'm almost positive because I thought that too when someone corrected me recently.
Gotcha.
And said, no, they do the 3 games and then have a week off.
August 11th.
Yeah, dude. Today's like the 27th, 28th?
Yes, it is the 27th.
We're literally 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Exciting.
We'll get that shitty Hall of Fame game, but I don't care. Just seeing the uniforms
Real
and the guy, like, it is so boring. Life sucks without football. I'm sorry.
I really thought that I was going to be more excited about that USFL or the XFL, at least on some level. Like, it's not great, but it's still going to be football.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into it, man.
No, me either.
Nope.
Me either. It doesn't make sense. We've talked about it before, I think on the show even, but you go, okay, college football is as exciting as any pro sport on planet Earth, right? Billions of dollars are made and millions, hundreds of millions of people watch it around the world. It's massive. It's as big as the NFL. And then you've got the NFL where like less than 2% of these guys in Division I college are going to make it to that NFL level. And then there's like, okay, well, here's a league in between where superstars in college that just don't quite have the talent or are on the fence or whatever, they're playing in this league. By all rights, we should love that.
Right.
Where it's like you're getting something that should technically be even a little better than college football.
They have coaches with NFL experience
Huge
out
pedigrees.
there.
Huge.
It just never translated. And
No.
I can't believe how I watched one of the games, and I don't think there was 100 people in the stand. And I'm not even exaggerating.
No, I know.
I don't think there was 100 people in that fucking stadium. And it wasn't COVID. It was just nobody was there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally know. And weren't they playing the games at like Ford Field or something like that? Where it was like...
Yep, that's where the Michigan Panthers were playing.
I mean, wouldn't it be cooler to see them at a local high school? Honestly, where you know, maybe you can get a couple thousand people in there.
Like Wayne State. Something like
there
that.
You go.
That's a tweener, you know, it's a little more capable of... I mean, if for 100 people, you could do it at a high school.
For sure you could.
And
they pushed it a lot. Like there was tons of advertising. There was tons of, NBC got behind it. ESPN was behind it. Like, I don't know. It's hard to start a league, but yeah, when you see more fans for a WNBA game than an actual like men's football game. But, you know, hopefully the NFL stays behind it and it has a chance to grow a little bit. And I do like the idea of sort of having a farm system that you can then, like, try out a new rule. And, okay, let's see it in real work and let's see if it works at all.
Well, I can't remember if it was the XFL or USFL. I get the two of them very confused on which was which. But one of them had Dean Blandino as their head referee.
Yeah, I don't remember which, but yeah.
And we've called for this for years. Like, why in the world does the ref on the field have to go to the sidelines and watch something on a little shitty TV
so stupid.
And try and make it like he's in there watching real time with like 6 big screens with every camera angle with somebody at the helm going,
Rewind.
show me this one, show me that, zoom in here, pause right there, sync these two, and before the challenge flag is even thrown. He's got the answer. He's got the answer. It doesn't take that long.
It's no different.
You'll see that implemented, I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, it's got to be. Because there's almost no difference. The difference being
going to New York.
Yeah.
Fucking
stop it. The thing is, it's no different than us as fans. When we watch a replay of a college, there's nothing more infuriating when it's like, why do we have to go to commercial? Why is there 3 minutes? We all saw it. He dropped the fucking ball. Let's go. Let's go. We know within one half of a replay.
Yeah.
Done. Well, what is this?
There's also other factors that delay some of that as far as down and distance, resetting the clock, and things like that. So just knowing that, okay, it was incomplete is one thing, but now you got to go back, you got to figure out the rest of it, reset the ball,
right?
Get everything else. So it's not always just boom, boom, okay, incomplete, keep going.
Yeah,
but
true. But a lot of those you could, especially if it's an incomplete pass and you deemed it complete and the clock was running.
Yeah.
The clock's always on the screen. So you go, oh, at 1:32, right there, he dropped the ball. Set it back where it originally was. It's 1:32 to go. Set the game clock. Let's go. Let's go. It takes 8 seconds.
What if it went to a like a fan vote? Like American Idol, like you had 10 seconds to text a yes or a no.
Yeah, but then you just get the biggest fan bases all ruling, you know.
Well, there was a fan-controlled football or something like that, where like like Johnny Manziel, yeah, he was playing in that.
Oh,
it's another one of those leagues
yeah.
where like somehow like the fans like pick the plays and things like that. I never watched any of it. I don't know that much about it.
Was it even on TV or was it just like a YouTube thing?
I mean, it was probably on like the WB or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
but I mean, it was a real thing, and that's part of it. Like, it's okay. We just maybe we don't need so many of these shitty little leagues.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
there's no doubt the appetite is there. You know,
for sure.
If you don't care about sports, I get it. You're probably fast forwarding through us right now. I totally understand that. I do that with podcasts that I like that are all of a sudden they're talking about boxing for 20 minutes. You're like, dude, fuck, I just don't give a shit. I just don't care. I understand that, but you can't deny the popularity of it.
No, it rules the world.
It rules the world as far as Americans are concerned. I understand football in other countries is bigger, but that doesn't mean shit to us. And they can keep pumping it on ESPN, and they've got a great fan base and growing. But football rules supreme in this country, and it feels like an eternity. Like, it seems like time flies by the older we get. Like, literally, it's like, wow, 7 years. Really?
Yep.
I get these memories on Facebook, and I'm like, holy shit, that was 6 years ago. Are you kidding me? It's flying, except for those 5 months between football seasons. And it's like, oh, my God. This is the only thing that seems to slow down time, at least for me. You know?
Wow. Yeah, what do we figure out? Something like that? There's only, like, 3 months without football or something weird like that, like March, April, May, June, July, and then in August there's football. So it's 5 months without football. So which is crazy when you think that it's not that long of a season, but
so it usually ends like what, first week of February?
Yeah, Super Bowl's in February.
And so you got 3 weeks in February.
Now, I think they pushed it, but
did they? Yeah. And then March, April, May, June, July, and then it's close to 5.5 months though. So it's literally half the year. It's tough, and it's getting tougher the older I get too. Because as you know, I mean, my 5 things outside of family, immediate friends, and CC, it's hand, mouth, butt, vagine, and football.
Exactly.
Literally the only things that matter to me
in no particular order.
No. You could almost put those in any order. Hand maybe goes to the bottom of the pile.
Sure.
But outside of that, mouth, butt, vagine, and football, you could put those in any top 4 order you want, and I'd be just fine with it. Be like, oh yeah, I guess vagine, and then football, and then butt.
Probably depends on the day.
Mouth. Yeah, sure. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, feel like it's a mouth day. I could have that, no doubt about it.
You're gonna have to be more specific that it's not just football; it's NFL.
Yes.
Or college football, because obviously fan-controlled football is...
No.
It's
exclusive.
Stand your willy up. No.
Exclusive to NFL football, and it's exclusive to D1 college football. Let's be honest here. Right. Not a lot going on. Well, there's kind of a lot going on in the news, but a lot of dumb shit. And I apologize for that. I don't make the news. At least we don't try to make the news. It just came out that before we started... And Special Counsel Jack Smith's team of prosecutors has piled additional charges into Trump's indictment. Another Trump aide has been charged in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Okay. So
just keep piling it on.
Yeah.
Just hope something sticks. Make it look worse than it is. Whatever.
I'll be honest, man. It's really hard when you lose the trust of people. You just do. It's like I got irate the other day when I was talking to the pharmacy. The pharmacist, he calls here quite a bit actually. Like, oh, you've got your.
Well, yeah, you're a valued customer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's quite a bit of transactions between us, but he'll be like, oh yeah, your insulin needles are in, and it looks like you're due for a refill of Januvia, and all that kind of shit. But then he was like. I notice here you haven't got your newest flu vaccine or pneumonia vaccine. And I'm getting irate. It's got nothing to do with him, but I'm like, fuck you and your vaccines. I don't want to hear about him anymore. You guys did that. I didn't do that. You did. And not him specifically and not Walgreens.
Yep.
But the industry did that. Made me go, something I never questioned in my life. The same thing can be said in these Trump things where it's like, oh, yeah, he's got 37 counts against him. It's like, yeah, but you've been trying to do that for 7 straight years, like every minute of the day. So at some point it becomes like, I don't know, maybe you got something. Maybe it's total bullshit. Who knows?
We'll see. And the sad part is that you'll never know the true validity of it.
Right.
Because the country is so tainted that you can just, if it goes to a jury or however this thing ends up, I don't know, a judge, whatever it is, can just rule based on emotion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
isn't that a terribly sad state of affairs that we're in, that you even have to say that?
Yeah.
And it's 100% true.
Absolutely.
There's nothing false about the statement you just made. And that's really sad.
It's,
terrifying.
Scary.
Black people have been bitching about this forever, about an unfair justice system. It really is a shitty feeling when you feel like you can't trust the justice system is playing equally across the board. It really is. I feel bad for people. It didn't, heads up, privilege speaking, but it didn't affect us in ways. Maybe you felt like some judge was in a shitty mood and he piled on an extra 15 days of community service when he did something dumb. But for the most part, you didn't feel like the system was out to get you. This stuff, like all these indictments, impeachment. Oh, now we're going to impeach Biden. Why? What's the point? No, it doesn't mean anything.
Just the fact that it's political.
Yeah,
is the issue. This has nothing to do with he's some hardened criminal.
Right.
I mean, you can argue that or not, but this is 100% politically based.
Right.
And fueled.
Sure, what it feels like.
Yeah. You can act like it's not, but you can't possibly believe that this is not. Politically driven.
Right.
On any level.
Right. And I'm sorry, indictments, or impeachments, you blew it. And we said at the time, you're blowing this. If you don't have bipartisan support for something where both sides agree, this was egregious enough for impeachment. It meant something.
Yeah.
That meant something. And now it's like, oh, so it was 100-0, depending on what side, what letter you like sewing on your arm.
Exactly.
Like, fuck off. This.
And if it was legitimate, then it would be legitimate all the way through. But it's not. It passed in the House, but not in the Senate or whatever. With black. Well, you don't have the votes to get through here, so na.
Yeah,
but it's just
they're saying that
game.
now. They're saying that now. Like Republicans are going to push this through Congress, and it's like, yeah, but it'll be dead in the Senate and it's like, does no one give a shit what's in this? We're just voting by our team now completely.
Yes, 100%.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
But now you're openly admitting it. That you don't even give a shit what's in it.
No.
Or what it could possibly benefit the country or how. You just, on its face, it's wrong because it's the wrong letter from me.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Tulsi Gabbards of the world.
Yeah.
That just went against the grain with their own party.
Yeah.
And were blackballed, ostracized.
Yeah. RFK's going through it now.
Yep, of course.
Absolute monster to the left now. He's been a darling of the left forever. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it,
No.
They placed the former president in more legal jeopardies. He's already.
They can't risk,
their constituencies being mad at them.
Yeah, no. They can't risk loose cannons. They can't risk somebody out there that's going to spill the beans, if you will. That's not. There's too many secrets. There's too many deals. There's too much dirt.
Yeah.
And they can't risk having somebody on their team that they can't fully trust.
Right.
And that's awful.
It's awful.
Right.
It's awful. You would think to be a true leader, sometimes you have to make really hard decisions. It's very hard to do, to go against the grain of what, people that believe in you feel. And you go, you know what, guys, I know you're going to be pissed at me. So many people. I remember seeing it with the votes. Was the election stolen? That whole thing. And Trump wouldn't shut up about how the election was stolen. And I don't care what people believe. They can believe whatever they want.
Yep.
But the people that attacked Fox News, when and I know there's some trouble there, and there's still people that say they didn't do enough. But believe me, I did watch quite a bit of that at the time, and there were quite a few of them that were going, if you don't have the fucking proof to back this up, shut up. I will give you an hour on my show to come on and tell me what you've got. And they wouldn't take them up on that offer. And then the audience shit all over Fox News and Tucker Carlson or whoever. And it was like, that was not probably an idea. It would have been much easier to sit there and go, oh, yeah, this is an outrage. It was stolen.
Yeah.
And maybe they said that day one. I know there are people that are screaming right now going, they did do that. But not to the level you think. You know, and don't tell me you watched a lot of Fox News and you know, because you didn't. Right. But I did watch quite a bit of it. And Tucker Carlson came out strong early. It was like, I don't see it. I haven't seen any proof.
Yeah.
And I've invited his lawyers on to fucking show me it.
Are there some questions on things? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But is there any hard evidence anywhere that we've been able, that anybody's ever really dug up? No.
Yeah. 2,000 Mules was pretty, I'd love it for that not to have just died in the vine and nobody report on it, nobody even acknowledge it.
Yep.
That would have been interesting to see where that goes, and I would have loved it if people could have instead
nice
of just
if somebody
going,
took that and followed up with it too.
or if they went 2,000 Mules is bullshit. Here's why. They say this in this snippet. I haven't seen a lot of that. Maybe some of that exists somewhere.
What I remember
debunking it instead of just going conspiracy theory.
I remember a couple of those. Is what they did is they cherry picked like a sentence or something out of there.
Right.
Said that was false.
Yeah.
Which then made everything false. But
yeah.
Ipso facto, you can't believe anything they said.
Right.
So
I watched it and I was like, huh, I'd like to know where this is full of shit because this looks damning, a lot of it. And I just watched it. We didn't comment a lot about it or we both watched it and was like, huh. I would hope people are sued out of their fucking homes if that's just bullshit. If this was all lies and you besmirched the good name of all these fine folks doing this.
Yeah.
But some of the data they had looked kind of indisputable to the layperson.
Sure.
I would have liked to have seen more instead of just like, oh, you're a nut job. What are you, QAnon? Instead of just throwing names at people that everybody seems to like to do. It would have been nice to have someone go, here's why this is bullshit. Here's where they're trying to dupe you. You
just get to refute it, say it's not true.
Right.
And you're supposed to just be taken at their word on that.
So among the new charges, the former president allegedly told aides to wipe security footage from the Florida's club server as a way to foil investigators probing the removal of classified documents from the White House. Carlos de Oliveira, he's Mar-a-Lago's head of maintenance. He's telling the head of maintenance to start scrubbing shit. Like,
and not the head of security?
Yeah, right? Head of maintenance.
Are you sure that's what he told you to scrub and not the toilet, Jose?
Yeah, right? When you're done washing the toilets and mowing the lawn, I'm going to need you to scrub all the servers.
Yeah, maybe the cameras were dusty. Like, hey, I need you to scrub all the cameras and the servers.
Yeah, he took it the wrong way. It was like, I don't... Si, senor, don't know how to do that. I don't know how to scrub. He's like, no, the lenses, idiot. The lenses, they're filthy. I can barely see myself hiding all this information. So, head of maintenance has been named as a third defendant alongside the former president and his valet. So we've got the head of maintenance and the guy that drove him around now.
Wow.
Walt Nada is that guy. Wow. According to one passage, De Oliveira...
Is that the guy that he... was that like attacked to turn in the car? Didn't he allegedly like grab the wheel or something right after the January 6th thing or something? Wasn't there?
No, that was a Secret Service guy.
Is that what it was?
Although they say this dude was a White House valet, I believe. So Obama took his chef and, Trump took his fucking valet.
Okay.
So they had good small talk. I don't know. So De Oliveira told Trump employee number 4, and I don't know if this is the groundskeeper that he's talking to.
All right.
But he told employee 4 that their conversation should remain between the two of them.
All right.
Well, that's about all I need,
Yep.
He asked Trump employee 4 how many days the server retained footage. Employee 4 believed, I think, like 45 days. He told Trump employee 4, this is De Oliveira, not Trump. De Oliveira tells Trump 4, and again, he's the maintenance manager, is telling Trump number 4, boss wants the server deleted. If substantiated, it appears to put Trump at the heart of the alleged conspiracy to cover up information. De Oliveira stated he didn't know how to wipe the server. He's like, I know how to mow the lawn and scrub the toilets, but Doesn't shock me. He
Seems
wouldn't.
odd that that's how this chain of command went down.
Yeah. Seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Seems like even Trump.
Seems like they found somebody that they could buy.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps. You'd think he'd have enough guys on his payroll that he could be like.
And isn't that his? I mean, it's his property. Isn't he allowed to do whatever he wants with it?
You would think the footage
Yeah.
on there. Yeah.
Although I guess if he was already subpoenaed or something, then it could be tampering with evidence. But
Yeah, I don't know. I get, and that's 100% what it is. Now that you mention it, you're right. That's what it is. There was supposedly a subpoena about, so it's like, don't touch anything.
see, I'm like a lawyer.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So what
Not a
is
smug.
the rule? If I just have cameras going outside, can they subpoena that at any time and be like, you can't delete your Ring camera footage
I don't know. I mean, that's
to
one of those
bust
weird,
yourself or
Exactly. Like that's what I don't know how that all works. Like that's
Yeah.
your private stuff.
De Oliveira is believed to have helped Nada.
But I mean, they can take your phone and all that and get everything.
Yeah,
off your
that's
phone,
true.
so-
That's true. He so the maintenance manager helped the valet move boxes of sensitive files around the private club after the Department of Justice subpoenaed Trump. Nada continues to work for Trump, is facing charges of conspiracy to withhold classified info from the government. News came on a day former Trump's lawyers met with Jack Council's prosecutors to discuss the January 6th case. Trump has long called all the probes, it's just a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. I did want to mention it today that this is
Yeah.
the newest.
Well, just
We knew it was coming, and it is what it is.
I just don't like it.
I know.
I don't. I mean, it just feels so disingenuous.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not defending the guy. I
I
don't
know.
care for the guy. I will say I thought he was a great president, but that's neither here nor
Policy
there.
wise,
Yes,
policy
exactly.
wise, a
Yeah.
lot
As
of
human,
people feel that way.
You know, he could maybe
As
one
a
of the
human,
top
he's a giant piece of
douche.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, as a president and policy and what he got done, it's hard to argue.
Yeah.
I mean, if you strip it all down, you take the names away,
Yeah.
and you just look at people's, terms.
Yeah,
whatever.
and what they did. Yeah.
But, he made a lot of people angry.
Yeah,
He
so-
hurt a lot of feelings, so he can't be trusted.
Right. He called, Rosie O'Donnell a pig who ate all this wedding cake.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that matters to you. It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't
But
matter at all. That's the least offensive of them
yeah.
all.
And does it sound totally unbelievable anyways?
No, sounds about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Rosie, but she looks like she could put down some cake.
Yeah, if she ate a ton of cake, then is it even wrong to say?
Yeah. Could just be factual.
Right.
He might even have video of that.
Very possible.
Look at this
Yeah,
pig.
he
She's
deleted
eating
it.
all the cake. Yeah, it's wild, man. I wish we weren't in this state we're in.
Too. We got to figure out how to come together, if you will.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was talking to G for quite a while last night, and, he certainly doesn't like Trump, but he equally hates Rudy Giuliani. And I get it. All I see is him with the shit running down his face. It's just so hilarious.
What a fall from grace.
Yeah.
I mean, that's epic fall from grace.
But do you just go, piece of shit, write him off across the board, or you go, after 9/11, that dude helped bring the country together, and you can't deny. Some people hate this and think it's just racist on its face. New York City was a hell of a lot safer under Rudy Giuliani's leadership than almost anybody else's. Is what it is. You can hate the guy, you can laugh at the guy, you can think he's destructive right now, but those broken windows policies, I know criminals didn't like it, and I know fucking liberals didn't like it because
Was he the
targeted
was
people.
he stop and frisk too? Was that
Yeah,
him?
yeah, it was either him or Bloomberg, but yeah, like getting the graffiti off the walls and cleaning up Times Square and making it kind of a tourist destination instead of a crime-riddled shit box. All of that stuff was impressive. It really was for New York City, and it's like, is it better now? I don't know anyone around New York who says it's better now. No one.
No, God no.
So
I'm not even there. I can tell you it's not.
yeah, we see enough video evidence. We see enough stories. It is what it is.
But what's define better, Michael?
Yeah, safer would be my definition. That you can walk into your local Walgreens and it's not chained up. And
Is it safer for young black men walking down the street, Mike?
I would argue it is, but what do I know? I'm not a young black man by any stretch. Moving on to other things, we lost I think it's safe to call an icon in Sinead O'Connor.
Shinehead?
Shinehead, yeah. Sinead O'Connor. Were you a fan of Sinead?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like. I was indifferent. There was a
Nothing
couple of
compares
songs.
to you.
Yeah.
was great. No doubt. She didn't write it.
Nope.
You know, there's obviously a Prince song.
Yep.
And that video was, I don't know what it was, because it was just her head in like a black turtleneck, I believe.
It was like black and white too, kind of? Or
Yeah.
maybe it was just because it was all blacked out. It looked like black and white.
Maybe, because I think she's got pretty stunning blue eyes.
She Irish?
She is. Yeah.
So super white.
Yeah.
Pasty.
Yeah. But that video hit different with the tear coming down her face, or the tears coming down her face. Didn't look fake. It looked super emotional. It was incredible. And it might have been Song of the Year or whatever it was. But life has not been simple for Sinead O'Connor. I mean, we've reported on it at times, you know, just how mental health issues had gotten with her. It was bad. I did find it kind of cringy, though, looking at all the people that were posting about Sinead O'Connor and what a hero and what an icon and what a soul and what an amazing inspiration and all this
tragic loss.
Tragic loss, like all this shit, which is fine for some people, I suppose. And, you know, I'm certainly guilty of posting a picture of me with a celebrity when they die. I did it with Alan Thicke. It's like, seemed like a nice guy. Here I am with him at the Playboy Mansion. You know, more for myself than anything.
Oh, all for yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It wasn't for his family. Or anything.
Hell no. It was like, hey, look at me. I got a picture with him sitting poolside at the Playboy Mansion. Like, that's all that was.
Yeah.
You know, but I wasn't like, such a tragic loss. Who can remember his stunning performance and brave performance in, you know,
What was that? Growing Pains?
Growing
Family
Pains.
Tape? Was it one?
Growing
which one was
Pains.
it? Growing
Yeah.
Pains, yeah.
It was a good show too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And but you know, so I'm guilty of it, is all I'm saying. So I was reading this article today by someone named Maureen Callahan. I think I've read her articles before, but I don't know who she is, so don't beat me up if she's some super lib or super conservative. I don't fucking know. I don't think it matters for a story like Sinead O'Connor, but
What's Big
whatever.
Mo got to say?
She didn't look like anybody. She didn't sound like anybody. She was a one-woman revolution. When O'Connor exploded out of Dublin in 1987 with her debut album, The Lion and the Cobra, she was a 20-year-old single mother with a shaved head, a movie star face, and a voice that Rolling Stone described as supernatural. The industry wasn't sure to do it with her. She was funny, furious, and more controversial than anyone, even Madonna. She publicly supported the IRA, which is part of the war with Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. There was a lot of bombings and stuff, and I won't pretend to know much about it. But yeah, she identified more with hip hop and reggae than anyone in her genre. I'm proud to be a troublemaker, she told the New Music Express. She expressed female rage decades before it was acceptable or fashionable, well before #MeToo. The women who stand on her shoulders, Adele, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, are soft edges by comparison. Not for her was the opening of multiple revenue streams, cosmetic lines, Vegas residencies, American Idol judgeships, or Netflix productions. She was fine with being misunderstood. Do you think of Sinead O'Connor like really busting the doors through for cosmetic lines? And
No, but I guess if you don't have any hair, you really got to focus on the face. So you gotta do that up proper.
Didn't she have like a mole or something here that was like, can you just pull that off?
I don't know.
Of contemporary female artists, only Beyonce spoke to her. I saw this great picture of Beyonce O'Connor told NPR in 2014 with this great saying behind her, "I'm not bossy, I'm the boss." And I know the campaign was directed at young girls, but it actually caused me as a female boss to take my power. Most of her life was a fight. She was born the third of 5 children to an engineer dad and a homemaker mom. She spoke and wrote of dire abuse, physical, mental, emotional, sexual. She suffered at her mother's hands. Sexual abuse at the hands of her mother?
Well, that's tragic.
That seems rare, too, right?
Yeah, I would think
so.
so.
Are there a lot of women who have that story?
No, I don't think so.
Leaving her with complex PTSD and borderline personality disorder, child abuse is an identity crisis, and fame is an identity crisis, she told The Times in 21. So I went straight from one identity crisis to another. When she became pregnant, she was making her debut album. One of the execs at her label called her doctor and was like, "Can you try and talk this bitch into having an abortion?" It's like, we don't need her spitting out a kid.
Oof.
They thought I was jeopardizing my career. My attitude was that if it had been a man, my wife or girlfriend was pregnant, they wouldn't be telling me I couldn't have it. Yeah, but a dude wouldn't have lost his body or his appeal.
True.
Right? He could knock up 20 girls. It doesn't affect how he looks or how other people are going to look at him at all.
Right.
Like, that's just the reality. I don't, I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
No.
But you can understand why it wouldn't be in the label's best interest for a 20-year-old girl to be spitting out kids as their pop career is going off.
Is one of these a tear and one of these a mole?
I think that's a mole down there.
That one's a mole.
And that's
that
a
one's
tear.
That one's the tear.
That's a tear. The other eye's got a tear coming down too.
Are these both? Okay.
It was a great video, man.
Yeah, it sure was.
It really was.
Yeah.
At the time, I remember it and just being like, for whatever reason, because there wasn't a lot going on in it. It was just her head, like that. The whole video, I think. The Lion and the Cobra, named for Psalm 91:13, was a critical smash, won her a Grammy nomination. Its success came with one compromise. Her label decided the North American album cover should feature a demure image of O'Connor, more commercial, more palatable than the European one with her fists balled under her chin, mouth wide open, howling in rage or delight, or maybe both. I was angry, understandably, and raging, but I put it into music and into the voice or the volume of my voice or how I use my voice. It was Nothing Compares to You, the Prince cover, along with an accompanying video that was mostly an extended close-up of her face that turned her into a worldwide phenom. Yeah, it's hard for young people to even understand this, the impact that MTV had at the time.
Yeah.
Like it was...
And getting a video to hit. Kids nowadays with the internet have no concept.
None.
Like everything's at your
Nor should
fingertips.
they.
Right. And if the only way you ever saw or heard or found anything or could ever see it was watching MTV.
Right.
That was it.
That was literally it. Your local radio station played a song and it was like, wow. And then if there was
you had to sit around and wait for it to come on and hit record. Old school stuff, trying to record songs.
Yep, totally. It was 1992. There was only one problem. O'Connor refused to play nice, no matter that her male peers in rock at that time, Rage Against the Machine, Nirvana, GNR, Alice in Chains, Nine Inch Nails, were full of fury. Sinead O'Connor became rock's problem child. She made headlines for snubbing the Grammys and refusing the Star Spangled Banner to play before her show. Why would the Star Spangled Banner play before her show?
I don't know.
Like, why would that, like, you would have to refuse that? I would think you could add that if you wanted.
Yeah.
But anyways, while performing on SNL, that was the big one. Made her public enemy number one when she ripped up the picture of the Pope.
Oh, yeah, right.
Remember that?
Yep, I do.
And then she said, quote, fight the real enemy. Now, she would be proven right years later. Like, there were swirlings about, sexual assault by the Catholic Church being hidden, covered up. And so years later, it was like there was a big push against the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
She just did it long before it was acceptable to do. No one would dare do that. She later said that picture of the Pope had hung in her mother's bedroom, and after her mother died, she took it and waited for the right moment to destroy it. That single act killed her career. She was canceled before cancel culture was even a thing. I'm not sorry I did it, but it was very traumatizing. It was open season on treating me like a crazy bitch. Well, in fairness, she sort of is a crazy bitch. Yeah. Not that that's the end-all, be-all, but her last great work was her memoir in 21, Rememberings, which was cogent, self-aware, dishy, and above all, Sinead O'Connor's final word on Sinead O'Connor. I'm not a pop star. I'm just a troubled soul who needs to scream into mics now and then. A year later, her 17-year-old son, Shane, committed suicide. It broke her, been living as an undead creature since. She tweeted this just last week. He was the love of my life, the lamp of my soul. We were one soul in two halves. He was the only person who ever loved me unconditionally. I am lost in Bardo, purgatory, without him. She's got like 3 or 4 other kids.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of a shitty thing to say.
That one's so special.
Yeah.
The other kids feel like shit.
Right? They're like,
how'd she die? Did she whack herself?
They haven't said.
Oh, I found the only picture where she looks hot.
Oh, wow. Is that her with hair?
Yeah, look at that.
So that's before she broke.
I get, yeah,
It's
right.
got to be, right?
Yeah.
Because she was bald for the lion and the whatever.
Yep, at least for the video. And then from then on, But, yeah, I never knew she was hot.
Oh, yeah. You boys, her face was really pretty.
I know, yeah, the bald stuff.
It is. But it was very much done on purpose.
Yeah.
Although
I did bang a bald chick once.
Did you really? Like on purpose?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you banged her on purpose.
She was gorgeous.
She was bald on purpose? Or she had cancer?
No. Not one of those things where your hair falls out.
Propecia? Or is it alopecia?
Is that maybe
Yeah.
whatever it was? I don't know. We were kids, like in high school. Like
Do I know this chick?
I
I don't remember a bald chick.
won't say the name out loud. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's in our circles.
All right. Shit, did she wear a wig?
I think at some point, started to. Yeah.
Okay. Huh, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I want to stop the recording right now and find
It's weird. It's like a tennis ball.
just a little fuzz.
Yeah.
Oh man. I thought this was more appropriate than almost any of the tributes from celebrities. Because here's the fact. Sinead O'Connor had one smash hit. A lot of people would consider Sinead O'Connor a one-hit wonder.
It wasn't even hers.
Honestly. Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't a giant fan at the time. I was into other types of music, but I did love Nothing Compares to You. I think it's brilliant. I think her performance is brilliant. The video is brilliant. All that. But she disappeared for 20 years. And every time we saw her, she was more and more batshit crazy.
Yep.
Like off the reservation, batshit crazy, right? And so now to see all these celebrities pouring out, you know, and I'm not really even talking about fans that are going, oh my God, your album meant so much to me when I was 19.
Yeah.
Not those people. I get it that people feel it more with a celebrity, like you feel like you know them more than you probably should. But, you know, I get fans react to that, and there's something beautiful about that.
Yeah, on some level,
You know,
sure.
someone you've never met probably or didn't know personally, and you have this you know, good feeling towards them. That's great. Good for those people. But the celebrities, it's like, where the hell were all of you when this girl was going down the shitter time and time and time again? I don't remember Beyonce or Katy Perry or Madonna reaching out to their dear old, you know, friend who's
No, but they can't wait to post a picture with her when she dies.
right. Morrissey had a post today.
All right.
She had only so much self to give. She was dropped by her label after selling 7 million albums for them. She became crazed, yes, but uninteresting, never. She had done nothing wrong. She had proud vulnerability, and there's a certain music industry hatred for singers who don't fit in. This I know only too well, and they are never praised until death, when finally they can't answer back. The cruel playpen of fame gushes with praise for Sinead today. With the usual moronic labels of icon and legend, you praise her now only because it is too late. You hadn't the guts to support her when she was alive and she was looking for you. The press will label artists as pests because of what they withhold, and they will call Sinead sad, fat, shocking, insane. Oh, but not today. Music CEOs who had put on their most charming smile as they refused her for their roster are queuing up to call her a feminist icon, and 15-minute celebrities and goblins from hell and record labels of artificially aroused diversity are squeezing onto Twitter to Twitter their jibber jabber when it was you who talked Sinead into giving up because she refused to be labeled and she was degraded. As those few who move the world are always degraded. Why is anybody surprised that Sinead O'Connor is dead? Who cared enough to save Judy Garland, Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse, Marilyn Monroe, Billie Holiday? Where do you go when death can be the best outcome? Was this music madness worth Sinead's life? No, it wasn't. She was a challenge, and she couldn't be boxed up, and she had the courage to speak when everyone else stayed safely silent. She was harassed simply for being herself. Her eyes finally closed in search of a soul she could call her own. As always, the lame streamers missed the ringing point, and with locked jaws, they returned to the insultingly stupid icon and legend when last week words far more cruel and dismissive would have done. Tomorrow, the fawning fops flip back to their online shit posts and their cozy cancel culture and their moral superiority and their obituaries of parroted vomit, all of which will catch you lying on days like today when Sinead doesn't need your sterile slop, Morrissey.
Wow.
He didn't hold back.
No, he did not.
Sorry, that was a little hard to read. It's black background, white.
Yeah.
I found myself, I'm sorry. If
No,
that's
all
hard to
good.
listen to.
Yeah, I've long said how disingenuous.
Yeah.
The feign of fucking grief when people die, celebrities die.
Yeah.
That people put out there, like I see right through it.
Yeah.
I just do. I mean, there's not to everyone, of course, that these people meant something to someone.
Yeah.
But the thousands and thousands and thousands of people are like, oh my God, it's such a No, it's not. Why?
Icon, legend,
Whatever.
greatest ever.
Everybody dies.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking dies.
Yeah.
Nobody gets out of this life alive, ever.
No.
So what difference does it make if it's today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
Yeah. And if you're personally, obviously personally speaking, I think your point is like you don't expect random strangers to give a shit about Don Courtney.
No.
Right?
No, it's,
you know what I mean? Like,
no, I just, the fact that the fucking world stopped when Kobe died.
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
But look how quickly it went back to normal. You know what I mean?
No, of course, but that just proves how fucking disingenuous it is.
Right.
That it's what you have to do in the moment. Everybody has to put on that face. Everybody has to make their statement. Everybody has to post their picture with them.
Do you remember how much shit people took when they even referenced even like feminist icons? Mentioned like
the rapist part?
Yeah. Hold on. The guy absolutely fucking raped a broad in Colorado.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't want that part of the story today?
It's a tragedy that his daughter died.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That he died, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't.
Sure.
Whatever. People die all the time, and fine. I can feel empathy for his family and
it's
fans on some level. But this idea, like, oh no, today the rape conviction doesn't. I think he was convicted, or did he settle? I shouldn't say rape conviction.
I think he settled that one.
Yeah, but it was pretty well understood. He even apologized and said like, well, I guess she didn't want it, or something like that.
She didn't want it in the butt.
Yeah. So. But it seemed disingenuous to people like us that are talking about this stuff and reporting on it. It's like, well, I'm not going to ignore.
Thanks, Google.
What?
Kobe rape. Nothing. No idea what you. Oh, you mean Kobe rapper?
R?
You mean Kobe rapper?
Yeah. No, I meant raper.
No, rape. Yeah. There's one P in there.
Jesus. Do Justin Trudeau blackface yet? See if you can get through blackface before it goes. I give up.
Still don't know. Right.
Don't know. So does it even, are there stories in there? And if there are probably people shitting on you for even Googling it.
Why? Fuck them.
No, I know. But I mean, that like, they would more so defend because he's dead. Like that didn't happen. It's like, well, when you're in the public eye, you take the good and the bad. That's kind of the deal with the devil you're making. Is that people are going to remember the shitty things you did to people too. Rape, I think, would be considered one of those shitty things.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't think that. So. And
the truth is too, Sinead O'Connor's going to sell more records last night and today than she's sold in the last 25 years combined. Right?
You start seeing people with their face on their shirts and shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, that's coming next.
Right.
Fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah. All of a sudden, Hot Topic's going to have a run on Sinead O'Connor faces on shirts.
Right.
And it's not. This isn't a shit on Sinead O'Connor.
Not at all.
Right?
No, it has nothing to do with Sinead
stop
O'Connor.
acting.
It has to do with the filth and the.
It does make your skin crawl a little bit, doesn't it? The kind of slimy nature of it all.
Yeah. 100% it does.
Yeah.
I hate how fake this world is.
Yeah.
I really do. And Morrissey kind of nailed it right there. And I'm glad somebody had the balls to come out and say it.
I'm glad there were
And he said it way better than I can.
He did. He said it way better than either of us could. Two things he said in here caught me. When he said stuff about these fawning fops flip back to their online shit posts and their cozy cancel culture and their moral superiority. That line... And then the one about because this is what we all see too. Basically your fake, disingenuous fucking diversity. Don't act like overnight you've all gotten, super woke and diverse. Like, fuck you. Just like Morrissey, we all see right through your bullshit. We see your virtue signal, and it'd be more worth it if you just went, look, we're trying to make up for injustices of the past. We're going way over the top right now and we're just microwaving diversity through. Deal with it for a few years, okay? That's the best we can do now. I'd at least go, all right, at least they understand what they're doing.
They're honest.
At least they're honest about it. But no, they're pretending like this is, this is what we always want to do. Is it? Is it? And you talk to someone who is on the inside, like Newberg, and he goes, until you get in the writing rooms, there's not a single fucking person of color within a mile.
Yeah.
No, Put him in front of the camera so we all look diverse and look how woke we are and progressive we are. Of
course.
It's like, but behind the scenes, it's not even close.
Kobe's criminal case was dismissed and his civil case was settled.
Oh, yeah. Do we know what it was settled for?
No, it was not disclosed, but experts estimate the settlement was more than $2.5 million.
Yeah. Okay, he could easily afford that.
Isn't that about what he spent on the ring for his wife?
At least that was it a pink diamond or yellow diamond, something like that. Yeah, that was his. Sorry about that.
That was an expensive fucking nut for Kobe.
Yeah, it was.
That one cost.
I don't care if it was in the butt or the vagine. It was a costly nut.
That was
probably his most expensive nut.
Yes, without a doubt. Without a
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah, you should have just paid a hooker to be willing to take it in the ass.
Yeah. I wonder how that girl in Colorado, who's probably 50 now, you know what I mean? Like she was 20 back then.
Right, but 23, so 20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so she's in her mid-40s.
She was 19.
She was 19 at the time, okay. I bet she was sort of hot, too.
I would imagine, yes.
Yeah, just guessing. I don't know. But I wonder how she felt when Kobe died, because it had to be something where every time Kobe Bryant's name was mentioned, it was stirred up again. And she probably was
just triggered.
Or it was brought up to her in articles. Every time that guy did anything, he dropped 60. There were probably articles that were like, but we can't forget what he did in Colorado.
I wonder how many people reached out to her for comment when he died.
Yeah. I wonder if she was like, thank God he's dead. Now we can put this to bed.
Was she ever, because even in this article, she's not named at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Is she part of the Doe family? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of them. Always in trouble, too.
Yeah, I know.
The Does. Yeah. Always in shit.
Yeah. The Janes especially.
Yeah. Johns get some shit, too, but the Janes a lot. There's a lot of them out there. Speaking of celebrities.
Oh.
Kevin Spacey. Welcome back into the mix, sir. All right. Welcome back, Kevin.
You're wrong about you all along, sir.
I'm such a fan, too.
Yeah?
Honestly. Yeah, I adore Kevin Spacey. I mean, dude, Usual Suspects.
It's fantastic.
It's untouchable.
American Pie.
American Beauty.
Or Beauty, I mean. Sorry. Yeah,
like,
brain fart.
I'm thinking, did he
American
fuck a cherry
Beauty.
pie or apple pie?
Me. Yeah.
American Beauty. House of Cards is great.
Yep.
He's no doubt. You can see his background. His stage performance background is where he's Shakespearean. He's a true thespian artist. It shows in Swimming with Sharks is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, Swimming with Sharks. That's one I was trying to pull.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies ever. So good. If you haven't seen him, but Usual Suspects as what's his name? Your guy, right? Isn't that Usual Suspects?
Oh, no, he's Verbal Kent.
Verbal Kent. What's he Kaiser Soze in?
But that's the same movie.
Okay.
But he is Kaiser Soze, but Kaiser Soze is like a mythical character.
Right. Okay.
But he's
Verbal Kent.
Yes.
So
Another
good.
Great. Oh,
so good. So it was his 64th birthday yesterday. Got quite a present.
Oh, happy birthday.
Was overcome with emotion when the jury at London's Southwark Crown Court returned not guilty verdicts on all counts following the high-profile trial. He was then spotted having some whiskey with about 7 friends at the Groucho Club, a private member spot in Soho, Wednesday night. Witness told Page 6 he looked very proud and was sitting by the entrance for everyone to see. He spent the evening nursing a whiskey. They didn't sing happy birthday, but everyone seemed in good spirits. He left the club around midnight. PR guru Mark Borkowski told Mail Online that Spacey is already doing projects. He's doing some master classes in Italy. He's got an independent film project in Europe. People love Kevin Spacey. For now, it's about dealing with the stress that he's been through, but now that's all. It's now all about that next big project. There's one film that is ready to go, as far as I believe. It should be focused on a mega independent product, a great script, and to get people to remind folk who Kevin Spacey is. If that's the case, and audiences come, then that's the first stage of recovery. For me, it's always about that stage for Kevin Spacey. Can you imagine him back on stage, reliving one of his Shakespearean roles, possibly a great new play? Hard pass. Give me the next Swimming with Sharks.
Yep.
American Beauty.
He was a John Doe in 7.
Oh, so great in 7. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, his career is masterful.
LA Confidential.
Yeah.
Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's an underrated movie.
Know that one.
Yeah, I actually like it.
Midnight in the Garden of Eden?
Of Good and Evil.
Of Good and Evil.
Yep.
I don't give a shit about him doing some snobby Shakespearean play on the London stage.
No.
Fuck that.
What about him, grabbing the dicks and stuff? How you feel about that?
Here's how I feel about that. I'll tell you. I don't think anyone gives a shit if you're a dude grabbing dude's dicks.
Well, I think the dude getting his dick grabbed does. On some level. Look, if you don't want your dick grabbed by a dude.
He was accused of 9 incidents, 4 guys.
Yeah.
One of them, he woke up blowing a dude who was passed out or something like that. And, I'm sure when the guy woke up, said the usual, like, as soon as you finish, we're having a talk about
exactly
this.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what you would do.
Hurry up. I am furious about
right
this.
Now.
I am so upset. Hurry up.
Yeah, the tongue lashing you're about to get. Wrap it up, sir.
A little deeper.
Yeah,
right there.
Deeper. And hold. He was accused of abusing his fame and power. Okay, name any celebrity who has not abused their fame and power. I'll wait. To carry out 9 sex acts against 4 men during his tenure as artistic director of the Old Vic Theater. He insisted these claims were madness and said they were lying for money. Also had he had to give 25.5 million pounds. So I'm assuming that's around 27 million dollars.
How many pounds?
25.5 million.
No, the exchange rate is.
Is theirs less than ours?
Yeah.
But it's plus $20 million.
Yeah.
So he had to pay that to the producers of House of Cards after he was fired. That's shocking.
Really?
They fired him and then demanded he pay 25.5 million. He also had been landed with at least £1 million in defense fees and suffered the humiliation of being edited out of Sir Ridley Scott's film All the Money in the World. He told the jury he's lost everything. What were you going to say?
Pounds are less than dollars, so
Okay.
that's almost $32 million. It's $32 million.
Wait, so pounds are more valuable than dollars?
Yes.
So that's $32 million?
$32 million is 25 million pounds.
Okay, and so then another £1 million, which would be, I don't know, 1 point something million. Netflix is likely to be worried today, given how he was dropped from House of Cards, for which he was paid a reported $500,000 an episode, and will likely have to pay him off or face an expensive lawsuit after they sued him. It's now time for him to build his career back, but also make those that doubted him eat their words. He was sued by Netflix for, I should have read a little longer, $31 million.
There you go.
There it is.
Hey.
Now it makes sense. And I expect they will be the first port of call for an apology and even a financial settlement. He will most certainly do a big TV interview to establish himself. Boy, oh boy, they've really just yep, that settles that.
Right?
Throw that away. Let's go.
Write the check and move on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Usually you don't see it move that fast. And kind of the public
they
tells you.
They need to get that House of Cards back up and running.
Yeah. Well, they wrapped that shit up.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. It's great, dude. Oh, it's so good. You should watch that. It's really good. The last season didn't have him.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons,
Sure.
with the whole rape stuff. But yeah, we've seen this before. Whether it's
Don Cheadle in that?
He is.
Okay.
I believe there's a lot of guys in it.
Listen, anything with Don Cheadle's fucking great.
Yeah. It's the Marvel movies.
Don Cheadle's in those?
I think he is. Yeah.
Sellout bitch.
I think he's in the Marvel movies.
That's
or DC Universe, one of those.
Something.
I'm almost positive, unless it's another black guy and they just all look the same to me. I don't know.
I don't hate them all.
Black guys or Marvel movies?
Yeah, no, black guys. I don't hate them all. No,
Yeah.
Marvel movies. I
Dude,
hate
some
the
of
ones,
them are really
exactly.
good.
I hate the ones that have gotten. That's fine, and I can respect that. I hate the ones that have just totally jumped the shark, that are just beating it into the ground.
Yeah. I was telling you, I started watching those with my brother. He was like, dude, you really got to get into this 15 movie arc. And they all intertwine. And I was like, whatever. There's only certain things you can watch when you got an 8-year-old hanging around.
Yeah.
And so it's like, fine, let's start watching this and at least while he's awake. And so G was able to explain a lot of this because I'm like, I swear I saw this movie. I just don't fucking remember it. And I'm like, I don't understand half of this. But he was pausing a lot and going, this is what they meant in this episode or this movie. And so anyway, I got a greater understanding for it. But that doesn't
Cheadle anywhere in House of Cards.
I'm almost positive he is.
Well, they left him off the IMDb casting thing.
Maybe there's another black guy. I don't know.
Well, they all look alike, right?
Yeah. But the Marvel I watched last night just because I talked to G again and I was like, dude, you sure these all there's something in each of these movies that helps further the story, so the next one makes total sense. He's like, yes, they're all decent in their own way. Some are absolutely fantastic. And so I've gotten to the last couple movies in The Thing, and I haven't watched everything, but I watched Captain Marvel last night, which is the broad one, some chick.
All right.
And they obviously CGI'd up.
Is that turd you were watching last night?
Yes.
Oh, jeez,
Dude, it was horrific.
I know. I don't.
It was horrific. It was.
You'll never
so
get those
bad.
2 hours back.
No, I won't. Well, I broke it up into 1 hour one night and 1 hour the next. And I felt, honestly, Troy, I was a little embarrassed to have it on. And you were there. I think you were playing poker or something. But yeah, so it was like, okay, oh man, maybe he's not paying much attention. He won't notice this. But I felt like, okay, if
and then I got up
gone
and walked
this far,
out.
Yeah, yeah, which is fine. I would have too.
I know. Like, all right, that's enough of this.
Yeah, it was nonsense.
Woman, hear me roar.
It was nonsense. It was everything I hate in a CGI bullshit movie.
Yep.
But I have two more, like Infinity Wars and one other one or something.
He's in Infinity War, Captain Marvel.
Who?
Cheadle.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Good for him. Hey, get paid, son. You do you.
Dude, those things have to pay a shitload.
Oh, they gotta.
Yeah.
Especially when you're to that level.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, going back to Kevin Spacey, I mean, does the general public just go, oh, that must mean that 14-year-old, remember that 14-year-old boy he carried to bed and tried to blow or something?
allegedly.
Yeah, from Star Trek. I mean, it is he said, sort of.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Spacey denies it. My guess is he got very handsy and fondly with a lot of dudes.
That I would. Yep.
That
Sounded like he got a couple cocktails in him and started getting a little loosey goosey.
Yeah, and was a big shit. He's running the old Vic theater. He's this big Hollywood star with lots of money.
Yeah, they get this fucking invincible,
entitled.
Right. They get this air of entitlement of that they can get away with whatever they want.
Yeah, and he would probably say, if he was being totally honest, when you're famous, they let you grab him by the cocks.
Basically,
he probably would say something like that, and he wouldn't be totally wrong. It's just that the problem with Trump's statement and with Kevin Spacey, if he backed up that statement, is they don't all let you grab him by the cocks.
No, and you gotta be careful when you're grabbing cocks.
Yeah,
it's one thing, guy grabbing a chick, even if she's a lesbian, you're not going to get punched. I mean, you might get punched, but
that'll be cute.
Yeah, you just grab some guy's cock that doesn't want his cock grabbed. You're going to get some real issues with there.
Yeah. And we've seen it before. Remember when Don Lemon famously, vigorously, and I mean vigorously, rubbed his cock and balls and then mushed it through, which was the grossest part of the whole story. Yeah, mushed it through the mustache of that gentleman in Martha's Vineyard or whatever.
Yes, the bartender.
Yeah, exactly. Like people, blew that up. They're like, oh, whatever. Now, if you did the same thing, if Don Lemon vigorously rubbed his cock, and I mean vigorously rubbed his cock and balls, and then smeared it across the mouth of some chick, there'd be a lot more problems with that. Most guys are like, yeah. So you got dick palmed. What are you gonna do, son? Rub it off, shake it off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Right. It got for the most part, it gets handled right there.
Yeah,
in the moment. It does not end up in court.
Yeah.
It does not.
No.
Yeah. It gets settled right there.
Yep. Mano y mano. Yeah. That's true. I believe his question was, so what do you like, cock or pussy, too?
Something along those
lines.
lines.
That was a direct quote from Mr.
As
Lemon.
you shoved a cock hand into his face.
Yeah, the cock palm move. It's a decent move if you can pull it off. He didn't, but...
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you paying too much for health insurance?
I am not, because I went to our board.
Are you insured? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews, our boy from Your Insurance Expert, is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. That's 248-914-1173, and save yourself a shit ton of money like Michael did.
I sure did. I can't be happier. I'm telling you, man, it's the best phone call you can make, especially if you're, like, oh my God, I can't afford it, which was what I was running into. That shit can be very expensive if you're not working for a company that's offsetting a lot of that. Make the call. Trust me.
I was just about to pull the trigger on some life insurance with him.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Woefully uninsured.
Sure.
I was literally about to pull the trigger on it
You realize how fucked people like me and your daughters are if you died?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's a real problem, dude.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't. It's fine. Everything's paid off. Like you just
No,
burn me and
but if you have
fucking spread me.
insurance, we'll spread you.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, I mean, after I'm burned, please. Not,
Yeah.
not after I'm dead. Before I'm cremated. Don't
Can't even
spread
have
me
a little
then.
fun.
No, but dude, they sent me. I was literally about to pull the trigger, and they sent me something through the union. That staggering how good of a deal it was.
Really?
Yeah. I was
So
like,
what? You
oh.
pay a little bit and they give you insurance for life?
Basically, yeah, that's what it comes down to. There's, I mean, a couple
Is it
different options
union
going
stuff,
with him,
or-
and yeah, it's just from being in it. I got some sweet deal on it.
Yeah.
But it was staggeringly good. I was like, I even had my mom look it over. I'm like, is this
As
real?
good as
Like,
it
am I
looks?
missing something here? Because this, from everything you told me and everything he told me, which is fine,
Yeah.
but this seems like all of that, and then like for way less.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. Like,
Holy shit. Well, that's awesome. Did you
take
tell
that one.
Nick? Was he like, yeah, go for it?
No, I just told him he'd know if I was going to sign up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he did unbelievable shit for Tooch and I.
I just saw him
Personally.
not too long
Tooch or
ago.
Nick?
Nick.
Yeah.
Yep. He just moved.
Really?
Virginia Beach.
What?
Moved to Virginia Beach.
Stop it.
No.
Did he really?
Yep. But he's licensed throughout the country. He can still do everything that you want.
I know he's helping the
Yeah, so
warden's brother in Arizona.
changes. Nothing changes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no,
good.
your customer service is going to be fine. I mean, you might not be able to go out to lunch with the guy necessarily, but listen, everything stays the
Good
same.
for him, man.
Yeah.
I reached out to him when I was in Arizona. The warden's brother was in a really bad car accident years ago and lost like a couple discs on his spine. So he's not allowed to lift more than 5 pounds ever for life. And so it makes it really hard to work. And so finagling those waters of trying to get some sort of disability or health insurance can be really difficult. And I was like, dude, can you do a brother a solid and help us out here? And he's on it. And you know, it's such a relief. It was going to be mountains of work for the warden. You know,
Sure.
Going through phone call, like let the pros do what the pros do. They know how to get through those fucking absolutely awful. You know, you're on hold, waiting for someone, trying to get the right person.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you
God, the marketplace.
Yeah.
That disaster of a fucking website and trying to navigate that and all that.
forget it.
No.
No, you know when you call a pharmacy and they're like, press 1 for the pharmacist or to refill a prescription. Press 2 if you're a doctor or a doctor's office. It's like, yeah, you want that code.
Yeah,
you want to be able to press 2 and get right to someone. That's what Nick can do. So it's worth the call. And if he can't help you, he can't help you. But
Nope.
I'd be shocked.
But he will absolutely tell you, and he knows
Yeah.
all the ins and outs.
He does. NBC News has been slammed for a report they did about black people.
Okay.
Black people apparently need safe spaces to enjoy outdoor activities.
I was going to say, there aren't, besides being disproportionately affected,
Yeah. By the outdoors?
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Doesn't matter. I assume this Canadian smoke is disproportionately affecting black and brown people.
Well, don't forget the alphabet community.
Oh, God. Yeah.
They're being highly affected.
They're hot on the tail.
Yeah, big time.
Yep.
NBC reporter Char Adams. They say NBC BLK reporter. Are they saying NBC Black reporter? BLK.
NBC BLK.
NBC BLK.
Is there a separate fucking...
Are they now categorizing?
Oh, yeah, do they have like a fucking BET section of NBC?
Maybe.
Wait, what is it again?
NBC, all caps, NBC space BLK. Reporter Char Adams.
Okay.
Tell me that's a thing. Unless they're just saying she's black, which she is.
NBC BLK. I think it's just black. I think it's fucking black.
Really? That's the first time I've seen all caps BLK.
Yeah.
NBC BLK reporter Char Adams described in a...
That comes up. NBC Black News and Culture. NBC BLK.
Wait, black
Yeah,
news
it's
and...
a fucking... Yeah, it's a subcategory of
Holy
NBC News.
shit.
NBC Black.
So they're segregating their own news department?
Latest news coverage, updates, videos, and photos highlighting African American culture and perspective.
Okay. Whatever.
They couldn't let BET get all the fucking shit
Hell
anymore.
no.
They had to get in there and get their own.
Keep going down that road. I think it's gonna lead right where you want.
Yeah.
I think it is. The more segregation, the better. Clearly,
I remember I watched,
as I always say, separate but equal. Right?
I was
separate
watching,
but equal.
I think it was the January 6th thing when that was going down.
Like in real time?
Like in real time. And I was scrolling through, I was doing something, and I was scrolling through, and I didn't want to go to Fox News, and I didn't want to go to CNN, right? Because I was trying to find, I was just looking for something different,
NBC
right?
Black News? Is that what you
No, but I ended up on BNN.
BNN?
And I didn't realize, like, I was just scrolling through the thing, and it was like, coverage, or it might have been whatever it was I was watching. And so I wasn't looking at the station, the channel.
So what are the N
I
words?
was looking, Black News Network.
Oh, news and network
Yeah.
are the N words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That's all I
gonna
meant
leave
by
that right there.
Black. No, I was wondering what the two.
How many N-words were there?
Yeah, how many N-words were there? And it was like there was two, news and network.
There was like 7 of them on that stage.
How many N-words were there? 2? No. I saw at least a dozen on stage.
No, yeah, but I didn't know it. Like I was just literally like I was watching just the the description of what it was, and I was like, oh, okay. And I got into like the weird, like the hundreds or something channels. I was like, give me something just off the charts. I just want something, try to be impartial, right?
Yeah.
And I just turned it on. I wasn't paying attention. I was like doing laundry or cleaning my room or something. It was just on in the background, and I was like, this sounds a little fucking tainted. Like the commentary or whatever. And they were just talking over like the video.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I went to the panel and look, and I'd see the BNN thing in the corner in the logo. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it. And not that it was anything, but there was definitely a slant.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
what was
that
it?
would be ANN.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what their take would be. Would
I don't
they try
remember
to somehow
exactly.
say there was some racism?
I don't remember what it was. It was more the point of that I didn't even know that existed.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't either until right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know NBC BLK was a thing.
Nope. Yeah, they couldn't let BNN run away with it.
No. So Char Adams
Or
described.
maybe it wasn't BNN. That looks like it's something else. But it was something along those lines.
You might want to get that one right.
Well, whatever. It's same thing, just different letters.
So she's
Just
talking
more N-words.
She's talking about this essay. Several black-led outdoor groups working to provide safe spaces for black people to enjoy outdoor activities and dispel myths that the outdoors doesn't belong to us. The report focused heavily on creating racially segregated safe spaces so that black people can avoid harassment and trauma from white people who might fly Trump flags at campsites. Boy, they really want to make these people seem weak and not able to handle themselves.
Yep.
Like, I'm glad I don't think that about the black community.
No.
At all.
Nope.
That's the furthest thing from my mind is like, oh, these poor, weak individuals that just need safe spaces everywhere. How patronizing.
Is that how you feel walking down the street in Detroit? Oh, these poor people.
Oh, these poor people. Yeah. Just,
all threatened by Whitey.
yeah, just God. If I had a Trump sticker on my car, some of them might scowl and freak out and cry and run away.
I had a somewhat racist moment the other day.
Cool.
Well, it's more prejudice, right?
On your part or someone else's part?
on mine.
Okay.
But
Takes
clarify
a big
this.
man to admit this.
Yeah, well, let me clarify this. I mean, prejudice is prejudging. I mean, having a predisposed thought on something.
Was it a negative thought or
not
a positive thought?
No, well, let me finish. It's
Okay.
not necessarily, right? Like, I'm driving behind a car, and it had 2 mountain bikes on it. It was like a Honda something, and it had 2 mountain bikes.
So you
like, mounted
assume they
on the
were a
back.
pretentious prick.
And then
Yeah.
as it didn't think that much of it, and then as I passed them,
Oh, no.
saw it was 2 black guys, and I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I didn't have any real, I didn't have any negative thoughts about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was just one of those things where I would have bet his life that there were white guys in there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I would have bet his life on that too. I would have been prejudiced too. I might have rolled down my window,
But again,
and
not
given him a thumbs up. Like,
right. Not, I mean,
that
but,
shocked.
So racist and prejudice are 2 very different things.
Yeah.
And that's what people, I mean, the prejudging is just having a predetermined opinion of something. And that's why I just saw it. I thought of something, and it wasn't positive or negative in either way. But just when I walked up and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, you can't ride bikes.
Yeah.
Get back indoors. The outside's ours.
And they go, sorry, we were looking for our safe spaces outdoors. We don't know what to do when we're out in the wild.
But I stopped and reflected on that in a minute. It was like,
Yeah.
why did you? And I mean, I guess stereotypes are based in reality on some
Yeah.
level. You don't see it
Well-
very often. Doesn't mean that it can't happen, but
Since we're admitting not racisms, but prejudices.
there we go.
Right?
Yeah, it's come clean, sir.
I didn't want to talk about this, but I've noticed recently myself, anytime I get onto a freeway and there's a car in front of me or a light and they drive really slow or they're really slow getting on, I just know in my mind it's a fat black woman.
Yeah.
And every single time I have to pass them.
When they're in the left lane.
And I haven't.
Going 5 under.
Yeah.
Nobody around them.
Right. And I'm going to get there. But it sucks because every time I pass by, I'm like, fuck, right again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, see,
right
again. That's that weird area where it's like, okay, if the data shows.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't know if anyone's monitoring this data, though.
No, but based on your own
this
experience,
data.
that's all that you have to go by are your
Yeah.
own personal experiences.
Right.
Right? Like, I've never really seen black guys mountain biking before.
I haven't either.
Fine. It's cool. I don't have a problem with it. I was just surprised when I saw it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That would have surprised me, too. Had I seen the 2 mountain bikes, did you even consider that maybe they stole the car? And there we go.
Okay. And cut.
Sorry.
Scene.
Sometimes we're going for the joke.
That's perfect. Perfect. Okay.
Many criticize the report NBC News. I'm sorry, that even bothers me. That was bad. I hope even black guys can laugh a little at that.
Of course,
right?
I would hope so. Yes, fucking A.
So many people criticize
Not that
NBC
any of them
News.
listen.
Right. No, far from. Saying the media outlet was race baiting. Seattle-based radio host Jason Rant slammed the article as a parody. NBC News is now Teen Vogue. They're just a parody, not a news organization. Kentucky State University poli-sci professor Wilford Riley said, the combination of upper-class left-wing neurotism and fake race-gender grievance is truly unbearable. It brings us headlines like, it's summer, is it all right to leave the house? News Nation reporter Zaid Jilani wrote, does a week go by without an article from a once reputable news organization suggesting minorities live in an endless M. Night Shyamalan movie where our entire lives are spent hiding from this or that? Couldn't agree more, man.
Right.
That's got to be so insulting. Like, the idea that you would see a black guy out hiking and would be like, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah, right?
Like, honestly, that is...
Move to the other side of the path.
Yeah. Right. I believe your
Walk
mountain's
by
over
him,
there,
check
sir.
your wallet.
Yeah.
Come
yeah.
on.
Aren't you supposed to be on that mountain?
Right.
So, Lily May, retired school teacher, wrote, I have many black friends who love the outdoors. They are not so weak and oppressed feeling they can't hike, fish, hunt, picnic, swim, etc. She did say swim. Some people would take issue with that. I'm not one of them, but
I've seen it.
yeah.
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 You know.
I mean, Obama's chef the other day.
But listen, that is systemic racism, Michael.
Yeah.
They haven't had the access to the pool that the white people have
True.
had.
Very true. Or the buses that couldn't get under the bridges. That's our racist roads, where the bridges going into like the beaches and stuff areas.
They keep them too low.
They kept them too low, so the buses couldn't get in there from the inner cities.
That's smart.
Keep those blacks off the beaches. Yeah, that's what they'll tell you. Black guys do not need safe spaces to enjoy the outdoors. What a race-baiting, asinine idea. Another said, I promise you guys, the black community is not this fragile. We've been going outdoors since the dawn of time. This was written by some oversensitive gender studies major who's probably never set foot outside of their crime-ridden, Democrat-run city. It takes a special breed of stupid to be traumatized by being outdoors, and it takes an even specialer breed of stupid to make something racist out of it. So just imagine the breed of stupid it takes to write an article about it.
It's a great
That's
line.
great. Yeah, that is good.
That is a great line.
I'm glad some of those comments were from actual black people, too. Like, fuck out of here.
Right.
Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it.
Have you seen there's a bunch of clips of the black guy singing Aldean's Try That in a Small Town?
No.
Yeah, it was
Black
going. It
dude
was going
singing
around.
it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. They're
Oh,
all into.
wow.
They're like, yeah, the fuck, dude, yeah. Try that in my town, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're wearing cowboy hats and fucking cowboy boots and shit.
Point well taken.
But still, it's exactly. I was trying to find the video. It doesn't matter. But yeah, there's a whole like clip going around of all these guys singing it and doing it, like doing the TikTok videos, like all of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's obviously super racist.
Right.
Obviously. Or those are the black faces of white supremacy.
Sure.
Let's
We've seen
not get it
those a
twisted,
lot.
right?
How insulting that must be. As far as this country's come, as far as individual people have come on their own without the help of anybody. I mean, obviously they have their own help, like we all do, by people around us. But to act like they only made it on their own for these reasons, like instead of just their work ethic or who they are as a person and what they bring to the table, it's got to be so insulting. This idea, like, if you're a black guy that likes to go for a hike and a run and maybe, go fishing with your buddies, the idea that you're going to have to read an article like that and be like, wow, there's people that think I shouldn't even be out here, or that I'm worried it's not safe for me to be out here. I'm worried about some asshole. By the way, who are the guys out fishing with a fucking Trump flag? Who are the guys out for a hike with a Trump flag?
Well, listen, they're everywhere. Believe me.
You know where I see them? Northern California and Arizona. And in Arizona, I have pictures of it. I think I've sent them to you and Tooch before. There's like on a lot of corners, it's set up with like 1,000 different Trump flags. Trump 24, fuck Biden, fuck Joe Biden or let's go Brandon. Truck stops with hats of that shit. I don't see that around here anywhere. Do you? Not that I'm driving around a lot, but I see a lot in Arizona.
I've seen my share of them, but
I mean, flags on cars, stickers on cars, but I see Biden stickers on cars too. So,
I mean, usually it's usually a Trump flag on one side and either a "Don't Tread on Me" flag on the other one on the jacked 100%. Up truck ripping down the street.
Yeah.
But listen. There's those people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. And to be fair, I'm not saying that they're racist.
No,
because of that.
No,
but there are a lot of racists that are.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean. That's just a reality. There's racists on both sides,
of course,
on every level, in every corner of the earth.
Yeah,
so
it's been like that for a long time.
But a Trump flag does not just equate white supremacy and racism.
No.
As much as they want to tell you that.
Oh, but that's all you've been pounded with for 7 straight years.
Exactly.
Is that. Did you know Grimace is like a
butt plug?
What? He does look like a butt plug.
Yeah, he's a big purple butt plug.
Do you know what he actually is?
He's not a butt plug?
Well, I don't think McDonald's would have one of their mascots as a butt plug, although they did have the Hamburglar.
I mean, his name is
a career criminal.
His name is Grimace.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's shaped like that. You know what he actually is, though? A fucking giant taste bud.
The fuck out of here.
Swear to God.
A taste bud?
A taste bud. And guess what else? He's become a fucking icon for the community.
For the taste bud community?
No, the alphabet community. That mafia.
What the hell's he got to do?
Yes. Sales have rocketed because they put out a Grimace shake in June, which you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
Go,
if
right?
you put
Purple
anything
is a color on the rainbow.
Yeah. And anything you put out in June, obviously, is going to be gobbled up hungry hippo style by that community.
Yep.
So they looked into that and were like, Grimace shake, it's for the gay. Grimace first appeared in the 1970s as part of a campaign designed for young children do you know, you weren't even born yet, neither was I, but do you know what his first role was on McDonald's?
Grimace?
So, yeah. So at this point, they would have had Ron. They would have had the Fry Guys, probably.
Fry Guy, yep, right.
They wouldn't have had the Nuggets yet.
No.
Hamburglar
was he an
Hamburglar
OG?
was there, was an OG for sure. I think the Fry was a chicken something or other, little chickie. Or they had the Fry Guys too. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fry. No, yeah.
I feel like there were more, but Ron was kind of the ringleader.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And
it's his fucking joint.
Do you know what he was originally, though, in 1971?
There was a bird.
Yeah, the bird. What was the bird?
Oh, look at here we go. I don't have their names, but here's the whole fucking crew.
And so is this the whole expanded crew that grew over the decades?
Well, I don't know what year this is, but just so we have some reference here.
Were those that's the fry? There's the McNugget.
What are those little?
Oh, Birdie. Yeah, what was Birdie? Was she breakfast eggs?
I don't know, man.
She might have been their big breakfast thing. What were the pom-pom dudes?
I have no idea. None of this rings a bell.
Yeah.
No.
The parrot and the matey. That's got to be the fillet of fish.
Okay.
It's got to be.
All right.
Grimace originally was a four-armed evil monster who stole shakes from people by the handfuls.
Really?
Yes. And then he quickly morphed into the cheerful character we know now.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa, we can't have that. We already have Hamburglar.
Yeah.
So
right?
we got people
The
stealing
criminals you
hamburgers
need.
and shakes? What
Yeah.
the fuck, dude?
What kind of message was that sending to us? We should have recognized and been that. And anytime we got caught stealing food from McDonald's, just be like, I'm the new Hamburglar.
Right?
He's my favorite character, and I'm trying to live in his footsteps. Mm-hmm. Following his footsteps. That's all I'm trying to do. Like, that, wouldn't that work? And they go, yeah, I get it. We did promote the Hamburglar.
Yeah.
So they have outperformed any of their U.S. rivals so far this year with same-store sales increases of 10.3%. Burger King went up 8.7%. Popeyes, 5.6%. Wendy's, 7.2%.
Love that chicken from Popeye.
McDonald's said menu price increases also help boost sales. Yeah. Yeah. I think we've all seen that. The Grimace milkshake, the company generated billions of views on TikTok with content showing people pretending to die due to the drink. So it took on this whole TikTok movement where people in one shot would be sipping on the purple Grimace milkshake that they introduced in June for Gay Pride Month, I guess. And then the next one would be like,
was it like a purple drink? Was it grape? What are we talking about?
it was not a purple drink. It was, but then they'd post the next video would be them with like passed out with like purple sludge all over the ground, like it killed them.
Okay.
So that kind of took over TikTok, I guess, this summer.
All right.
But now
thankfully,
rumors say Grimace might actually be an anthropomorphized taste bud, and now a queer one at that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
You're getting to the point where you're trying to just make up shit for fucking stupid fast food
Exactly.
marketing execs.
Yeah,
You want Grimace that bad, you can take him.
We just got to keep changing it.
Yeah.
For sure.
How about this? Make a good milkshake, and I don't give a shit if it's gay or not.
Yeah, you know what? They have gone way downhill.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, if this is where we're at now, where it's like, no, we get our own gay character from McDonald's. McDonald's will probably fold and be like, yeah, he's been taking it in the shitter for decades.
Probably.
We didn't say anything, but him and the Hamburglar had a thing going. Yeah, all throughout the 80s. When they broke up, he started tagging Ron at one point.
They've gone way downhill. You see this?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Who's this?
It's Max Sabbath, dude.
Max Sabbath. Okay.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Grimace slapping the bass for Max Sabbath.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude.
Fitting.
I am frying pan.
Oh, God.
Nah.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Well, there they are. So I don't know. I didn't try the Grimace shake. I don't know if it was good. I
did not.
I wasn't avoiding it.
It never even came across my radar. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't either.
I mean, listen, I'll get down with the, what's the fucking March one, the minty one? Shamrock.
Oh, yeah.
Shake.
Shamrock's a jam.
Yeah, I'll get down with the Shamrock once in a while, but I'm loyal to the Jamocha, bro.
I know you are. I'm not. I can't do it.
I literally stopped the other day just for a Jamocha shake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Arby's.
that is Arby's.
Yeah.
Delightful. And they have
find-
they have an Andy's mint one that they do, like a Shamrock shake.
Okay. That I'd
And-
like to try.
And an orange creamsicle one.
Oh.
That's spectacular.
Yeah, I'm all in on that.
They're wonderful, delightful.
Sucker for the orange creamsicle.
Yep, to give that one a shot, I promise you.
I will say I was rather disappointed, I believe, because I went 20 years without having a Shamrock shake, probably.
Okay, yeah.
And when I tried it, because everything you remember from your childhood is amazing.
Was the best ever,
The
yeah.
best ever. And it's like, yeah, this is not.
Not that good. No, listen, it's all gone downhill.
Yeah.
Their chocolate shakes are not that great. I mean, it's if
Were
you can
they?
even
Did
get
they
the
used to be better though,
if
and
you can
now
get
they're
the
different?
Shake machine working.
Yeah, great.
I don't know,
point.
and maybe we've just evolved as a society and found that used to be your only option for milkshakes, and now we've had better milkshakes from other places, and now we realize that that's just garbage.
Yeah, maybe that could be.
Because you know what it's not?
What?
Ice cream.
Yeah, true.
Or milk.
Yeah.
Fuck. Garbage and water frozen.
All right, should we do an Ask T-Roy or two?
We'd be remiss not to. So.
All right, ready? Dear T-Roy, I have a close friend who is in her mid-30s. She's wonderful, divorced, hardworking Christian mother of 4.
Well, never mind.
Christian mother of 4. I know that.
I was like,
slammed on the brakes
boner
hard.
Killer, right? I don't know what's worse, the Christian or the mother of 4.
Yeah, well, they kind of go hand in hand,
They're equal
don't they?
fucking boner killers, yeah.
Yeah. She's finally ventured back to the dating scene. She's currently seeing a guy who in all respects is perfect for her. Unfortunately, when it comes to romance, for some reason, she can't seem to get aroused. And it's now at a point where she avoids his kiss if possible. She really likes him and would love for this to work and feels conflicted because she doesn't know how to, quote, light her fire and find him intimately attractive. She's afraid she'll eventually push him away, even though she wants the exact opposite. Any advice I can pass along? Needing a friend in the Southwest. Sweetheart, you're going to have to suck
this one up
Yeah.
and get on it is what you're going to have to do because, yes, you will push him away.
Oh, shocked she already hasn't.
Yeah. I mean, you probably have a small leg up that you met him on Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
So there's some premarital sex things you can get along with, try and get away with. But eventually, you're going to have to, take that dick.
Yeah.
Even that kiss.
Yeah.
As it sounds.
Oh, God, I hate that. Kiss him.
Yeah, well, listen, that's a weird thing, and
It's not going to get better, though, if you don't have that now. If you're already a prude now and you're like, I don't even want to kiss him.
but it could be. Listen, he could be perfect on paper,
Okay, so he's got a good job and he's a good
right?
stepfather.
And he's
and-
all those things.
Yeah.
But he's not attractive. He's fat. He's got a small dick. Whatever
Yeah.
it is, I don't know. But it doesn't make her moist.
Right.
So
Problem.
That's a problem. Now,
How you fix that?
relationships are all about percentages. I mean, there's no such thing as 100%.
Right.
So everybody has to figure out what their percentage is. Is 90% good enough? Is 80% good enough?
Yeah.
Is 70% good enough?
What about
I don't
30%?
know. That's probably not good enough. You might be settling at that point.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I'm going to go with at least get over 50%, generally speaking.
Yep. I think most guys
but-
subscribe to that. I don't know if women do. I've heard a lot of guys subscribe to that. Like, dude, it's
The problem is that she's not even going to be able to fake it.
85-15. It's, they're not fooling themselves. that
There's
it's
no such thing as
95-5.
100%.
They're not even fooling themselves at 90-10 for the most part. It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
85-15. I know what you see of her being a twat. I see that same 15. But there's 85% that's awesome.
Sure,
And
exactly
I
right.
can deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's
You make peace with
everybody's got their things, whatever it is, whatever those percentages are, whatever those dings are onto the account. But even if this chick tries to just take one for the team, he's going to feel it. He's going to know it's not real. Like, you're
Yeah.
not into him. You're just doing it. You're just going to lay there like a fucking log and just take it.
Yeah.
And that's not going to work out.
No.
So you're going to have to figure out what it is that you really want. You want stability or you want that fucking deep dicking?
Yeah.
Because choices are aplenty.
Yeah. And I don't know. Is it something that, because they don't say like, oh, she's taken it twice from him and now she's revolted. Like
No,
it doesn't
exactly.
say.
They probably
So
haven't even gotten to that point.
maybe not. And he could fucking blow her out of the water. He could come in,
Just
and
rearrange her guts. And
Yeah.
Just fucking make her cross-eyed.
Right.
And just change that whole dynamic.
Exactly. And it could just be something where she just melts in her fucking high heels and then, game changer. But I don't know. We just don't know. I think that's fair advice, though, T. All right. Let's see here. Hold on. I got one more.
Sacrifices need to be made
Yeah,
in
that's fair.
every aspect.
All right, let's see. Dear T-Roy, I'm a transgender male who has grown up in an area where many people discourage such things.
Okay.
They view what I am as a sin and me as a sinful satanic
So wait,
child.
this is a chick with a dick now.
Right.
Well,
I was
not
going
with
to
a-
ask you
or
that.
No. This is a chick that's become a man.
I'm a transgender male.
Right, which means now it's a male, was originally a female.
So
yeah, I don't think they dead name themselves, dead sex themselves, dead gender themselves.
Yeah.
I think a trans male means they were originally a female.
chick,
Now
and
they're
now
a man.
I'm a little, I'm a tiny little guy.
I was just for.
I'm a tiny little man who can grow a beard now.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to
Just trying to get clarity before we get to the real issues here.
So you should have just said, I'm a 5'3" male. And then we would have gone,
Well,
oh,
I think the trans is probably going to be important to the story.
Yeah. But if she said, I'm a 5'3" male, we'd go, oh, probably transgender.
Yeah.
It's probably a cute little
Asian,
5'3" spinner.
possible.
Yeah, maybe. So let's see. My parents are against anything different. Well, your parents sound like assholes.
No.
Including the LGBT community. I have already gone through top surgery.
Did she only include the T into that?
She did. LGBT. Fuck the Q's.
Fuck are we even
And the
talking about here?
pluses. And the pluses. Not to mention the fucking, isn't it supposed to start with IA, like indigenous assholes or something?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I just feel like that was just disrespectful to her own team.
I've already gone through top surgery. Okay, there you go. So
right.
she took great set of titties and threw those in the garbage. Yep, gone. But they don't know about it. So she must have pretty small titties to begin with.
Okay.
Right. What they do know is that I'm bisexual. How do I tell them that I am a male? Signed, Sinful Child.
Well, they know better.
They probably got a guess. You know?
Well, no, listen. They know you're not a male. They changed your diapers. They birthed you. They raised you.
Yeah.
How do you tell them? Just like that.
Yeah. It's probably the best way.
Right. Listen, if you know they're not going to take it well, then who gives a shit? Just fucking tell them.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a right time. They're
Well-
never going to come around to your side.
Don't you think once you get that weight lifted off your shoulders, you stop carrying that baggage around? Now, if they decide to pick that baggage up and carry that the rest of their lives, that's on them.
Yeah, there's obviously some other repercussions. You can be disowned. You can be fucking,
Kicked out of the house if you live with your folks.
So there's other issues going on there, and that's those are all personal situations. I can't speak to everyone's thing, but
would you rather hide who you are so that you don't have to?
You already had top surgery, and your parents don't know.
Yeah, she must have had tiny titties, which is not a problem.
No, right?
It's fine.
Well, yeah,
I like smaller titties.
Right,
just fine.
It'd be different. It would be weird if it was the opposite. Like, I just got a great set of fucking D's, but my parents don't know about it. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, at some point, this is a...
How do I tell them? Fucking stupid questions, though.
Yeah, I know.
You want me to
This is
tell
a
them?
path they all have to walk at some point. It is what it is. It's kind of like your...
Join Patreon and get to a certain level, and we'll break the news to your parents for you.
There you go. That's a great idea.
Yep.
There's a path that all people that have tough shit need to go down, right? It's kind of like you said earlier.
they're all
like
different paths.
Nobody avoids death. Like everybody's walking that path at some point, whether that's today, tomorrow, or in 50 years. Doesn't matter. We're all walking it. Everybody in that community has to have a uncomfortable, potentially, friend-destroying conversation with people. And I'll tell you what, if you're gay and your friends write you off, they weren't your friends to begin with.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It is what it is. And if your parents, like, that's it, they put their foot down and you're dead to them, well, then, that's going to happen no matter what, whether that's today, tomorrow, or 50 years from now. Why carry that baggage if you don't have to?
Yeah, well, it's all...
Or just move the fuck away from him and go about your life. There's that option too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's. Exactly. But that's the biggest problem is these people are just not happy with their situation.
Yeah.
On any level. So having that conversation may take the weight off of her for that. Him. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
it's not a that.
But that can also add a ton more.
Were you one of those kids, T, growing up when you had to give you had to read a couple paragraphs or do a report on something and read it in front of the class in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade? Were you one of those kids that was terrified of that? No. See, I was horribly. Like, that would eat it way up. It would ruin my summer.
It's ironic.
Yeah, isn't it? It's very ironic. But that's a fact, okay? And a lot of people, the famous Jerry Seinfeld joke about, people are more afraid of public speaking than dying, so they'd rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy.
Yeah.
Which is a great fucking joke.
Yep.
That's true with a lot of this. And what you find, no matter how many times I did it, it still never changed how I felt. So I would be terrified, shitting my pants. It would always go perfect. It would always go great. And I'd be like, what was I even worried about? That was amazing.
Until the next one.
Until the next one. And I'd shit myself again and again and again. I think a lot of people can relate to that. That's kind of where you're going with this. When it's like, I don't know how to tell my parents, but it might be the greatest thing ever. Probably they have some idea.
Yeah, exactly.
There's usually clues about,
Yeah, if we've gotten to the point where you already had top surgery,
yeah.
I think the writing's probably already on the wall.
Yeah.
Remember when she say they know I'm bi, but they don't know I'm a guy?
Exactly. Yeah. And
okay, well, it's potato, I guess.
remember Surik when he was like, Graham, I really need to have a serious conversation with you. And she went, I knew it. I knew you were gay. And he was like, no. Fucking 90-year-old Nana. I knew it. All right. Meatballs. Hello, friends. Maybe the next time T-Roy is working downtown, he can take a detour to Mama Maria's.
Oh, I've heard.
Have you?
Yes.
Never heard of it.
Awesome little Italian place. Small, I think, from what I know.
And get some top-shelf Italian grub, 8200 Kercheval in Detroit, near the Gross border. I realize it's not close to Franklin, but it is worth the trip. Trust me. I've been a few times myself. It's exceptional.
Yep. I think I have never been. I'm aware of it. I've heard it's fantastic, but
yeah.
Let's see. Anyway, everybody's got their thing.
Yeah. Continue to send us emails. Why don't we wrap it there, T? How's your back feeling? Any better?
I haven't moved a lot, so it's better now.
Yeah, wait till you stand up.
As soon as I stand up,
wait till you stand up, sir.
I'm going to make some weird noises, so I'm not moving until we shut the mics off.
Yeah, fair enough. You might need to jump in the hot tub, sir. Get that back loosened up. I got to get something to eat, though. I'm dying.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's call it there. We'll be around for members this weekend, but the rest of you will see on Monday. Have a great, great weekend.